श्रीमान।
Lieutenant Deepak Sharma, and the Nishan Adhikari is Lieutenant Gajraj Singh.
Parade.
The first armed platoon comprising men.
कदम से कदम मिलाते हुए प्लाटून नंबर 2 का नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं लेफ्टिनेंट कमांडर हाफिज के
विश्वकर्मा।
लेफ्टिनेंट प्रवीण मनोला की अगुवाई में हमारी समुद्र सीमा की रक्षा करने का प्रण लिए प्लाटून नंबर 5 लेफ्टिनेंट कमांडर अक्षय आनंद ने की भावना से सरोवर प्लाटून नंबर 9 का नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं लेफ्टिनेंट शिवम शुक्ला।
And now for the 10th platoon, ladies and gentlemen, watch Lieutenant.
सब लेफ्टिनेंट एन प्रवीण की अगुवाई में प्लाटून
Approaching the dais is the 16th platoon of DSC.
अनमोल विरासत एवं सुनहरा भविष्य का सपना संजोए सी कैडेट कोर की प्लाटून नंबर 17
is being led by leading cadet PS Tejaswini.
It is not a very well-known fact why we celebrate Republic Day on 26th of January and not on 26th of November. So 26th of January has a great significance in the history of India. It has great significance in our Indian nationalist movement. It was on this day in the year 1930 that the nationalist leaders of our time publicly proclaimed the idea of Purna Swaraj, which means that they dreamt of a day when we would govern ourselves in our own manner, free from the shackles of colonial rule. And therefore, 20 years later, on the 26th January 1950, the Indian Constitution was adopted by us as a free country, and we chose to be a democracy of the kind that you see today, and we chose to be a republic, enacted by the British Parliament in the year 1835. And that was the document which was used to govern a foreign territory by the British colonial empire. And the constitution that our national leaders drafted for ourselves was partly adopted and partly adapted from the Government of India Act 1835 because it had some good provisions. Plus, it is drawn heavily on certain other constitutions of that time, notably the American Constitution and the Irish Constitution. I'm sure some of you are aware that the Indian Constitution is the longest written constitution anywhere in the world. At the time that it was written, it contained 395 articles and 8 schedules. Schedules are basically amplifying documents which sort of give certain extra information and amplifying information on the articles. So there were 8 schedules, and today we have 12 schedules. So some more additions and alterations have been made to the Indian Constitution. It took our architects of the Constitution close to 3 years to write the Constitution. It took 2 years and 11 months to be precise to write the Constitution. And the Constitution of India is an extremely interesting document for those of you who have the interest. It contains 22 parts, each of them extremely interesting. And that says India, that is Bharat, will be a union of states. So, our country that we call India so often is known as Bharat in Article 1 of our Constitution. Similarly, there are many other facets of the Constitution which are extremely interesting, and it is worth reading for those who are really interested. It also lays down what the government must do, what individuals must do. Basically, it is a broad framework of how our country should be governed and how we must function. Now, while we are talking of the Constitution on the Republic Day, I must also tell you that every Constitution has got certain characteristics, which is, sometimes you call a constitution rigid, sometimes you call a constitution flexible. And what it really means is that if there is a rigid constitution, it is very difficult to amend. And if it is a flexible constitution, it is very easy to amend. The procedures are such. So the Indian Constitution, you will be interested to know, is an extremely interesting combination of rigidity and flexibility.
హాయ్ వ్యూయర్స్, వైజాగ్ విజన్ ఛానల్ ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి. మా ఛానల్ అందిస్తున్న జాతీయ అంతర్జాతీయ స్థాయి వార్తా విశేషాలు నోటిఫికేషన్స్ కోసం ఇక్కడ కనిపిస్తున్న బెల్ ఐకాన్ ని క్లిక్ చేయండి.